nice way to start your Thursday morning, Dwight. We can just bring you on. You're like the best friend of the show. You're hearing like all the love from Tyrann Mathieu,
Yeah,
reflecting on all that. What is that like to hear?
it's nuts. Like I said, man, it tells you how old I am now. Because I remember when he was a rookie and I came in and I just, for 1 year. And there was a couple guys that really, I really paid attention to based on their intensity and their focus that was on the starting defense. And he was one of them. I couldn't believe that was like his first year. I was like, man,
Yeah.
this kid seems like he's been in the league for a while. And you could see now, 12 years later, his resume is unbelievable. He's played great. He's been a leader everywhere he's been. There's only one honey badger. That's him.
It's so true. And so much has changed in
Yeah.
those years since you played, and so much has not. So let's get into it. But first, here's something that's different since last time I talked to you. Congratulations.
Okay.
You are leading player development at Syracuse. What do I need to know about this?
Oh my goodness. It was a perfect time, perfect storm for me. I wanted to go back and give something to this university, especially with Fran Brown doing such a great job of what he did and turn the program around. I kind of went on a visit and I was feeling a little bit like, you know what, this is kind of how it was when I was here. That type of mentality, that type of feel, he's a keep it real type of coach, a player's coach as well. So he really connects with the guys. And I knew that I could give something. So for me, it's any way I can help these guys understand what it takes to be a pro, be a college player, all those dreams and aspirations of where they want to go, I can help them get there. I can kind of give them nuggets, hey, look out for this, do this a little bit more. This is how you prepare off the field, on the field. And even when they get to the pro level, I can help them exceed expectations or go where they really want to go in the pros, because obviously I've been there and I've done that too. So yeah, I just felt like it was a great opportunity for me to kind of help out the university.
It sounds like they recruited you all over again.
You know what? It really wasn't. I promise you. It was kind of like,
Okay.
I just saw it. I said, you know what? I woke up one morning. I was like, you know what? I want to help out the university. I want to help these
Wow.
guys out. And I just gave the head coach a call, and he said, "Yeah, I'd love to have you."
I love this, and that you're the coolest. This will be absolutely amazing. And I'm going to put your player development skills to the test here. I'd like to develop a contract for Micah Parsons. I don't know how we make this happen.
Give
I don't
him,
know how
give
we
him some money.
navigate this.
Whatever it is, back up the truck. Back the truck up, man. He needs it. He's a great player.
Maybe you could help, because your words with that gold jacket carry a lot of weight here. And he did finish, he finished ahead of you by 1.5 sacks for most sacks through a player's first 4 seasons.
Yeah.
What makes him special? Give me like the one thing that makes him unique. And is there somebody that he reminds you of when you watch him play?
You know what? I think the one thing about him that I've always respected is like that intangible type of thing. And what that is his effort. And his effort on the field. You can measure how fast a guy is and how strong a guy is, but you really can't measure a guy's heart. That kind of shows in him. Every single time he's on that field, he puts it out there. He respects the game, plays the game that how it's supposed to be played. And based on that, he makes more plays. People say guys like him are very lucky making plays, but I think his hard work and what he does on a play-to-play basis is the reason why he makes so many plays. So I respect him on multiple levels, but I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, you see so many guys taking plays off, not playing every play like it's last. And when I turn on the film and I watch him, he's playing very hard.
I think that my producers gave you a last minute homework assignment with not much time. And I don't know who's on this list, but speaking of pass rushers, before we move on to the quarterback spot, there is a healthy little debate on who the best pass rusher is, who's top 5, who's not. Are we ready to reveal Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's top 5 pass rushers of 2025?
Oh my goodness. I'm rushed. I was rushed, but I think I got it nailed down a little.
Let's do it.
A little.
Who do we got? Let's start at 5, I think,
Number
right?
one, I'm going to have to for sure go with Myles Garrett. And I think he's been that guy for a very long time. He's a guy who can bend. He's a guy who can
Let's take it off of this. Hold on. Hold on, Dwight. Hold on. I want to get this right. We're going to redo this because I want it to be good. Can we come back to the split screen? Okay. I think we're going to go. Should we go 5-1 control room? Okay. Let's do 5-1. That's what we're ready for. We're going to pretend Myles Garrett didn't happen. 5-1.
Let's pretend.
Best pass rushers of 2025. Who's 5?
I think Nick Bosa, he's in the top 5. I think he has all the skills that you need to be a great pass rusher. He uses his hands very well. And I think that was the big thing that really impressed me when he came out. You know, he was already somewhat developed in his skill set. And he has every move. And he has, and the one big thing is he works hard.
How about 4?
4, I would say Micah. Micah's going to be my 4th guy. You know, he's, like I said, he's a motor guy. He's a guy who's going to be relentless on the field. He's going to try to make every single play as a pass rusher. And they put him in different places. And that's the biggest thing about him, is where he can align over the guard, the center, the other side. And that isn't easy as a pass rusher, to keep moving different places. So his versatility and his motor gets me number 4.
And he's got those intangibles that we just talked about. So, Jerry, pay him. Okay, we got Bosa, Parsons. Who's 3?
Let's see. 3, I would say TJ Watt. I love TJ Watt. He's an amazing pass rusher. He's a guy who uses the spin move very good. He uses a 2-hand swipe move that, you know, he's a guy every year you sit there and watch him like, man, they better figure out a way to chip him. And it's not easy because of the scheme that he's in. You know, sometimes they bring blitzes in different areas, so you can't really just, you know, double team him and triple team him how you probably should. And he takes advantage of it, and he just takes off, man. I love his game.
A lot of people would have TJ higher than this. I'm very curious about these top 2.
I love TJ. No, I mean, this is one of those lists that, you know, like you said, you can move them anywhere, and they could be number 1 based on the week.
No.
But right now,
who's 2?
TJ,
Steelers fans,
amazing.
get him. Who's 2?
Let's see. I would say Aidan Hutchinson, man, and that's a surprise maybe to some people. But for me, when I watched him last year, and his intensity and how he completely dominates, you know, in last year before the leg injury, obviously. He has a great speed to power. He has a great spin move. He has a great outside move. He's relentless, man. And I love him to being, you know, the future in the future, maybe 5-10 years, you know, a guy that's going to be in this list year in and year out. I think he's amazing, man.
Okay, 7.5 sacks in just 5 games this year. Lions fans gonna love them some Dwight Freeney today on the internet. And at number 1, I guess it's Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I mean, Myles has the resume, right? He's been doing it the longest out of this crew, and he's one guy that, you know, he will completely wreck a game. He can line him up anywhere, all right, either side, and he's, you know, he's like a cheat code, man. He's so big, he shouldn't be able to bend the way he bends. He's a guy who has every single move in football. At his size is ridiculous, and that's why he will be a Hall of Famer when he's done.
Aidan ahead of TJ Watt and Micah stands out to me, and also
I wanted to spice it up. Yeah, you had to spice it up. I mean, everyone wants to say either Myles and TJ is going to be 1 or 2, 1 or 2. Look, I'm just going to throw him in there because, yes, he got injured and he had 7.5 sacks in 5 games. But I believe that if he would have kept playing, he would have probably led the league in sacks last year.
Also notably missing Trey Hendrickson.
Oh, he's another one. I mean, look, this list that you guys said 5, all right? You should have said 6. You should have said 7. But he's another guy who just keeps working hard. He uses one arm. He has this one arm move that he just like suppresses the offensive tackles back. And all he does is produce numbers year in and year out. So he's another guy. I mean, it's a hard list to come up with.
No,
it really
I know.
is.
Stupid.
Really
I should have made you put the top. We should have asked you to do the top 5 quarterbacks. I think that would be much funnier. Maybe next time. Speaking of quarterbacks, and we might only have the time for this one question. I'm like, I want you to sort of set me straight on what's actually true. I think it's a bit of it is a narrative that you figure out young quarterbacks, right? CJ Stroud sophomore season was defenses figuring him out. And then I'm looking at like Bo Nix and Jaden. Like, are they going to hit that? Are they going to? Is it true, in your opinion, with all of your experience, and you're somebody who played with Andrew Luck, of course, his first year, went on to a different team after. Do you think it's true that defenses figure someone out after their first season and that is going to happen?
Well, you have more information. You have more of what his weaknesses and his strengths are. So you're going to play a little bit more to obviously, stopping some of his strengths and allowing his weaknesses to kind of figure out ways to take advantage of that. But I think the biggest thing, to be quite honest with you, is the system and the scheme that he's in, and how he transitions from year to one to year two in that system. And that's a big thing too. It's not like everything changes between year and one, year two. Like on sometimes there is a new offensive coordinator, a new system, new scheme. But most times it's kind of like, okay, you get familiar with what you're in. And now defenses understand kind of, okay, this is what he likes to do. These are the packages they like to do with him. And, it's a chess game. So, it's a big chess game every year you're in the league, especially in the quarterback position, and what they like to do with each quarterback. So you have more information.
More information, but you have to be the kind of person that can use it. Short break here. We're going to talk through the break with Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney. We'll be right back. Gabe Davis on the way as well. That's so, yeah, because so I still don't really, who do you think has a better year, Bo or Jaden, in terms of even just what you're saying? Just like,
I think Jaden would have more of a better year, and just because they give him more control over the offense and what he can do. It's kind of like a Lamar Jackson type of system. It runs through him. So, they do the read zone with him quite often, and he gets the ability to be creative with his feet and making moves. So I would say he would probably excel a little bit more than Bo. And just because, Bo was in a system to where as though, look, you have to make this throw. You have these level passes, and it's a little bit harder to do that, I think, because you can change up coverages and change up different things and give guys different looks. And obviously Bo has also, ability to scramble, but they're not focusing every single play on him. They're not doing read zones at the frequency they're doing it with Jaden. They're not having him sit in the backfield and just be creative and be him and just making guys miss. It's more systematic. All right. So I'm not saying that he can't be better, but I'm just saying, I think if I had to bet based on what they're allowing Jaden to do, I think Jaden is more in a sweet spot, let's just call it.
I would never have thought about that angle. I would never have thought about the freedom of the quarterback. I would have looked at depth charts and that kind of stuff. That's why you're so amazing. Is it unfair to ask you who you're more optimistic about, Colts or Texans? I think some people would think it's a crazy question, but if Anthony Richardson realizes his potential, it could be close.
Yeah, it could be. The Colts, it's a collect. Look, I'm trying to take my heart out of it, right? I mean, obviously, I'm a Colt guy, so it is what it is. But I think the upside, I believe, is in Indianapolis, because of all the things that they have, but they hadn't performed to a certain standard that they should. So that's kind of where it is. Can they upset you with? Yeah, it's a great roster. But what does that mean? You have to perform.
They've been close with the Texans the past 2 years. I'm just wondering if
close ain't been enough.
Yeah.
Close ain't been enough.
You're the best. You've spoken highly about quarterbacks today. I don't know who this is I'm talking to.
I know. It's my daughter. My daughters are making me soft, all right, in a good way, I guess.
It might be that. It might be, your new job as a lead player development guy at your alma mater, where you retire to your jersey. Congratulations. We love you so much. Thanks for hanging out today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Just a love fest with girl dad over here.